Morning, Deborah Thomas with the City of Austin Law Department. We've worked very closely with the Auditor's Office and with the Police Department, and we are in full agreement with the recommendations, and we've got a plan, implementation plan, to address the issues.
Thank you. Can you speak briefly to that plan and particularly how you're responding to the recommendation to centralize management?
The plan is for to create a leadership team. It'll consist of the city side peer manager, an attorney from the city side, an attorney from who sort of represents the APD side, and the APD management, the APD peer manager, and our CFO. In the city law department, who manages the our city side peer, and that group will get together and figure out what the issues are and how we can address them. Some of those issues are going to be more long term. One of the major issues, I believe, is going to be to get APD side more staff. They do have a lot more peer requests than the city side does, and I just think they need more people, and so that's one of our how to do that is going to be one of our biggest challenges.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Thomas. Colleagues, do you have any questions? Councilmember Bull.
And maybe Ms. Thomas can answer this, and thank you for the report. Is the training, when we have differences in the training, is it coming from the same source? I mean, it's state law, right? So where is it that the differences in the application between city side and APT, where does that fall out?
How it works in the existing system, we won't talk about. In the way it will work now is that the city side has a full program for training, and we will train both the city side and the APD side. So we'll make sure that everybody is getting the same information.
All right. Do you have a sense of how many staff need to be assigned to APD in order to bolster that work? Because clearly that's where the effort needs to
No, the leadership team is going to have to evaluate that.
Okay. I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Councilmember Kelly.
Thank you, and thank you so much for this audit. I was aware that APD had a backlog. I just didn't realize, surprisingly, how large it was. So it sounds like they do need more personnel over there. Based on your assessment, is that accurate?
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
Of course. So would more personnel at APD, based on your assessment and what you just told us, that would help with the backlog?
Yes, I believe so, but also I believe that there could possibly be some APD requests that we might be able to automate, and so they get a lot of different. They get requests that are different than the city side. They get a lot of routine requests, and so one of the things that we're going to look at is how we can maybe put on the site where people can actually ask for the information and just get it, if that's a possibility. So we're just going to be open to every option that we can think of.
So I'm often asked by constituents why, if a peer is completed, it's not posted publicly online so that we don't get duplicate requests. Is that something that you might be able to do as well?
That is one of the suggestions from the auditor. The interesting thing is that we don't get a lot of duplicate requests. A lot of the requests are for information specific to the individual. There are some, and we said that's part of our implementation plan, to look at the ones that we can put online. Now the question is, I would imagine we'll be working with the open portal to see if that will be an option for us, or if we should put it on. So there's just a lot of things to look at and to plan for those for that that ability, but that is one of the things that the auditor has suggested that we do.
That makes sense. Thank you. I have one final question, and that is there any council action that we could take to help you improve the process at this time?
Not until we get together with the APD and look deeply into each side and see what needs to be done and what we can do on the short term and what we can do, what we need for the long term. And I'd imagine it might be long term issues that we might need council assistance with.
Okay. Is this something that you could come back to the Audit and Finance Committee with to let us
sure.
know what your progress is so that
Of
we
course.
can be aware? I know it's a difficult topic with my constituents because they get frustrated when their peers don't come through in a timely manner. But also I understand, you have personnel restrictions and time restrictions, and that makes it really difficult. So thank you for taking on this heavy lift. I really appreciate it on behalf of the community. They appreciate it as well. And I know it's not easy. So thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Thank you, Chair.
Colleagues, any other questions? Thank you, Ms. Thomas. I will just add that we did just in the budget add positions related to data management. And I think as we improve the data presentation and the openness of the APD data more generally, that may relieve some of the pressure on PIRs. PIR is obviously going to be more specific to individual cases, but I think it will help in that as well. And improving those data processes, I think, also may be part of the solution for the PIR. So thank you, Ms. Thomas. And as Councilmember Kelly indicated, at the appropriate time, you can either come back to us or provide us a memo on next steps. So thank you. And thank
Thank
you,
you.
Patrick.